Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing week today. This is Betterment of Black Women. What's up, Jane Men's? What's up? This is Betterment of Black Women with another live stream. So, I came up here because I thought this was important for men to listen to this, especially if you're my followers and you're looking towards dating women and getting to know women and not to play games with women because this is what men do. Excuse me, let me turn on my light because in California, the time has changed and I need a light. There we go. Anyway, so time has changed and men are not what they used to be anymore, where they respected women, they respected their boundaries. They would take a woman out and they will pay for the date and it will go on from there. But nowadays, men do not know how to talk to women because they didn't have a father figure to tell them how to treat a woman in a proper manner. And I talked to Miss Elite uh, yesterday and the day before that our children need therapy, and I will be discussing that on Sunday of why our children need therapy. But our children at a young age need therapy because look at the way people are treating each other. They're not treating each other with respect. They're not respecting boundaries, and most people are unaliving. So this is great tips for men to get women because you can't play games with women and thinking that they're going to continue to date you unless these women have low self-esteem. So it's all about respect. Respect the woman, respect the dating scene, especially when you're asking a woman out because this is not a game. Don't play games with women like that because that turns a woman off mostly. So we don't want to play games with women. But I am going to do an audio of this woman breaking down the 12 things that men hate. I'm not going to show her face on my platform. I'm just going to play an audio and I want you to listen to her and I'm going to break down what she is saying in between commentary.
Okay, women hate it when you say these 12 things in the early stages of dating. Now, key point, guys don't want to hear this from women either. But for men, saying number 12 instantly lands you in the friend zone about 87% of the time. And the reality is, men and women are different in some ways that can be confusing and frustrating. And even though the early days of dating are an exciting phase where you're eager to impress each other without even knowing certain things you say can make her cringe. Now, whether it's coming on too strong or sharing too much too soon, certain remarks can instantly dampen the mood. So to avoid turning her off before you even realize it, let's look at 12 things women dislike hearing in the early stages of dating and, importantly, why they don't like them. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help good men like you decode modern women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper, or simply have better relationships with women. Welcome to Just the Tip. And stay tuned to the end to learn more about my one-on-one coaching program. It's new. All right, let's jump in. Number one, I'm not like other guys. Nothing says I'm exactly like other guys more than announcing you are different. It's an overplayed line that sounds like you're trying too hard to set yourself apart as if everyone else is shallow and uninteresting. Ironically, saying this often makes you seem more predictable, like you're following some kind of script that every guy who wants to seem deep and mysterious says, instead of declaring your uniqueness, be your uniqueness. Show, don't tell. If you genuinely have interesting traits, they will show up naturally in conversation without any need for a big I'm different announcement. Example, you tell her, I'm not like other guys, but she's left wondering why you feel the need to make that clear. If you are truly unique, she'll figure it out on her own without the self-promotion and likely appreciate the subtleness. Now, by bringing up your specialness, you run the risk of sounding like you're compensating for something. So let your actions and interests reveal your uniqueness naturally. And if she's intrigued, she will pick up on it. Just the tip. Women speak 1,000 shades of hint. We are always reading between the lines, even if it's not accurately. We are looking for ways that you are and aren't like other guys. 2, my ex is...
Okay, so she explained it all right there. We're going to get to number 2 in a minute, but I just want to break down every 12 steps that turn women off with men. Saying that you're different from other men doesn't mean anything to women. We can care less. What women, when you go on a date, women can figure out who you are on their own. You don't need to announce to the world that I'm different from other guys or I'm not going to treat you like this, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to treat her like you treat other women in the past. So, as far as that goes, stop it with telling women you're different from them, because that's really not convincing and it's really a turnoff. So, I'm going to move on to number 2.
Or was crazy. Saying this makes her wonder if you're not over the past, or worse, if you'll be calling her crazy next. A brief mention of the past is fine, of course, but trashing an ex doesn't reflect well on you. It's better to keep it classy. If you're still ranting about your ex, it sounds like there's unresolved baggage, and ain't nobody got time for that. No one wants to play therapist on a first date. Keep the conversation focused on her and the present. It's much more attractive than dredging up past drama. Example, you casually tell her your ex was so controlling, only for her to ask herself why you were with her in the first place. It gives her a reason to wonder what you might have done to bring out that kind of crazy in your ex. And would you be calling her out on something like this too if things don't work out? Suddenly, she's not as interested in becoming the next chapter of your dating history. Instead, keep it brief and respectful. Talking about what you're looking forward to in a new relationship in a positive way is way more appealing than a one-sided roast session of your ex, such as saying, you know what, I want a woman who will talk out problems in a calm and respectful way.
Okay, so when a man is out on a date, and men, I hope you guys are hearing this, do not talk about your ex. We do not care. We don't care about the previous relationships that you're in or what you had to deal with when you was with your ex. We don't care about that. We care about getting to know you as a person and getting to know women as a person. When you bring up your ex in this conversation while you're dating, it kind of tells me that if we were in a relationship, you'll do the same thing to me. You'll talk about me to another woman in a very negative light. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this guy because he's sort of having like issues getting over his ex-girlfriend, instead of just moving on and focusing on me. That's kind of, a turn off for women. And there's a chance that you will not get a second date from a woman. You guys have to separate your past relationship from your dating. So please stop focusing on the women that you was with in the past and focus on the women that you're dating now, so that you guys can have a good date and experience the positivity that you guys are having on your date, so that she can ask for she will be more than likely to go on another date with you if she has a good experience. But talking about your ex on the first date, that's a turn off. I don't want to hear about your ex. But let's keep on going to number 3.
3. I'm really busy with work right now. This sounds like you're setting the stage for not having time for her. Women don't want to feel like they're already fighting for your attention. Now, sure, being extra busy might be your normal, but constantly emphasizing it is not attractive. Attention is currency in the dating world. And if you're preemptively stingy with it, she's likely to think, well, if he's too busy for me now, what's it going to be like when we together? So instead of talking about how busy you are, focus on finding balance. Show her you can prioritize her without dropping the ball on your other commitments. Now that's real a flex. Example, she asks you to hang out and you respond with, I'm slammed at work right now. But right now seems to be always, and quickly starts sounding like a prelude to ghosting. So instead of leading with your over calendar, say, you know what, I'm busy this week, but I would love to catch up next weekend. Can we touch base next Wednesday?
So what she says there in an example, men can follow that, because when a man say that busy and but they want the woman to try to call them anyway, a woman's not going to call you if you don't make time for her. Or you saying that you're not going to make it on this date, and you don't arrange to schedule on the next date. That's a turn off for women, guys. That's a turn off for women, and women do not like to be felt like they are being ghosted or they have to chase after you because you're quote unquote too busy. And if you're ever busy, because men like to play that game for women to chase them, and it's not going to work, because a woman don't want to feel like she has to chase you in order for you to for you to respond to her. Like a woman's going to move on, because a woman that knows her worth and knows her value is not going to put up with a man that does not have time for her. Uh, a man is going to go out of his way to try to make time for that woman that he is interested in. If he's not interested in her, he has no business dating her in the first place. And guys have this way of thinking this is a combat against women for rejecting them or not allowing them to take them on a date or whatever it is. You're gonna have a bump in the road where you're it like this, like you're not gonna meet the woman that you want, or you do meet the woman that you want, but you decide to play games and try to lead her on, and she was the one that got away because you did not take the time to really get to know her as a person. You just sat there and you played games with her, and that's not okay. With like if you're going to make a date with this woman and you guys exchange numbers, please, please, please be honest with your life. If you're too busy and you're slammed with work, just let her know, hey, I'm slammed with work all week because I'm on crunch time. I'm at a deadline with my job. But however, when all this is cleared, I can set up a date when I am available, or you can set up a date with her and say, hey, this is the time and the date I am available. Okay, but please do not play games with women. That's not okay.
This way, you're acknowledging your commitment while also making it clear she's worth fitting into your schedule. If you want to fit into her, remember it's not about being busy, it's about making time for what or who you genuinely value. If you can't or won't do that, either you are too busy for a relationship right now, or you need someone who is as busy and understanding about it as you. 4. Let's see where this goes. Vague. Absolutely. This line sounds like you're leaving your options open while keeping her around just in case. It lacks clarity and can often come off as emotionally unavailable, and you don't want that if you're trying to build something real. Keepers appreciate honesty and straightforwardness. If you're not ready to commit, say so instead of playing the field and keeping her in the dark.
That's the same thing going back to not okay, so excuse me. This is the same thing of not being available for a woman when you don't make time for her or show her that you are interested, and that leads a woman to believe that you're really not interested in her, and she's going to not going to show interest in you, and she's going to move on with her life, because women, we don't have time to play games. We're serious about our lives. If a man truly likes a woman and wants to show her that she is the one for him, you need to show that and stop playing games, like I said before, because when you play games, you're going to lose in life. Because when you do this, the 3 things or the 4 things that she has mentioned, you're going to lose in your own game because you keep playing these games. You're and these women are going to lose interest. So my advice to men is be honest with the woman and letting her know whether or not you're emotionally available or not, because when you show that you're emotionally not available and she sees that, it's going to turn her off and she's going to walk away. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So let's continue.
Example, imagine her expecting a real answer about your intentions, only to hear ChatGPT gets 123.
There's a ad playing, so let me try to skip it.
Imagine her expecting a real answer about your intentions, only to hear, let's just see how it goes. Disappointment guaranteed. It leaves her wondering if you're actually interested or just stringing her along. Now, if you want to keep her engaged, be honest about where you stand. Otherwise, you risk making her feel like she's waiting around for something that may never happen. Because guess what? She might be in the same place as you. She may have the same needs as you right now. Maybe she's not ready for something more serious. You're better to be honest. 5, my mom's my best friend. Okay, so now while having a great relationship with your mom is good, declaring that she's your best friend can come off as clingy and a bit juvenile. Women like to feel like they're dating a grown man, not someone who's still attached to his mother's apron strings. It makes her wonder if you will be calling your mommy for relationship advice instead of dealing directly with her.
Okay, just to piggyback off of that, that's a straight turn off when you're dealing with a mama's boy. Okay, there was nothing worse than a mama's boy, because when you're dating someone like that and they still have attachments to their mom, the chances are he's going to choose his mother over you. And no matter what you do or what you say, he will always choose his mom over you. And that goes to show you that he wasn't really into you at all. And this is why women shouldn't stay away from mama's boys, because to be honest, if he cannot find no way to detach from his mama, he is still hanging on his mama's tits, and he does not want to let go. So a point from that, there's nothing wrong with a guy loving his mama, or having respect for his mama. But when you have like a special relationship with your mama where you can not detach from her, then that's a problem. And that's is going to turn a woman off in a way that she will not respect you in that regard, because you can't seem to detach from your mother. So keep that in mind, that you don't want to be too attached to your mothers. Okay? So let's continue.
It raises red flags about your independence. If you can't manage a relationship without mom's input, how could she trust you to navigate a relationship with her? Keep the mama's boy vibes to a minimum and focus on building your adult connections. And just before I give you an example, this also applies to women. So if she's always leaning on her daddy for her relationship advice, that's a red flag too. Or maybe a pink flag for both of you. Pink flag. Should be each other. Okay, example. Over dinner, you casually mention how you tell your mom everything. Suddenly, your date is picturing having to compete with your mother for your attention. And again, let's be real, who wants to be in a relationship with a woman whose go-to for venting about relationship issues and advice is her dad and not you? It's like inviting a third wheel to every date. Instead of sharing your entire emotional world to your mom, keep some of those details just for your woman, so she feels like she's the priority. After all, she wants to feel special just like you do, and not like she's falling into a familial triangle. 6, you're different from other women. Okay, so most women have heard this one before, and rather than a compliment, it feels like a recycled line. It's vague and can come off as insincere, as though you're just checking off some boxes in your what to say on a date handbook. Now, it implies you don't see her individual and unique qualities. Example, you throw out the line expecting her to be flattered, but instead she wonders what you actually mean. Is she different because she doesn't meet your previous standards? Or is it a line? It makes her question what.
I hear guys say that before. I had guys say that to me, saying that you're different. And it's like this lady said, like, how does it make me different? Like, what qualities in me make me stand out differently from other women? And this question, to me, is that I don't know if you're trying to get back at your ex, or you just recycling the same pickup line, but that's not cute. Saying that a woman is different from other women, because that lets me know that you don't have no interest in me, because you will get to know me as an individual person rather than comparing me to other women. So if you're going to compare me to your exes that you have in the past, saying that I'm different from other women, then that's a turnoff for me, because that means that you are really not taking the time to know me. You're just getting back at your exes, or using me to get back at your exes, which is a turnoff for me. But let's keep going.
What kind of other women you've been with, and if she's a fallback option in your quest for someone who meets your criteria, or if you're playing her by trying to make her feel special. It's better to ditch the vague compliments and focus on appreciating something specific you like about her that is different than others you've known. You could say, I really like that you always look for the silver lining. That's refreshing. 7. So, are you seeing anyone else? Asking about her dating life too soon can make you sound insecure or territorial. You don't automatically owe each other exclusivity in the early stages of dating, and jumping to this conclusion can make you seem possessive.
That also goes to a man asking a woman how many men and that she slept with. And that can make a woman very uncomfortable, because why should a man be asking a woman how many men will she sleep with when that's none of his business? It's none of your business about my dating history, because you're not getting to know the man I used to be with. You're getting to know me as an individual. And talking about my exes is not getting to know me at all. You're just using that pickup line so you can judge me based on how many men I dated or slept with. That's none of your business. That is a turnoff, and you should not be asking that on a date, because who cares? No one cares about who you slept with. It's not like you're going to call the previous guy I was dating or somebody I was with. Come on now. That doesn't make any sense at all. So let's get back to the video, because I hear this in the manosphere most of the time, and it's just a turn off why guys care so much, and it just makes you come off as very insecure as a dude, because you feel like if a woman has slept with this many men, you probably can't keep up because you don't have, sex experience. You don't have enough sex experience, and you probably can't please her. But that shouldn't matter to you right now. When you're dating, you should get to know the woman as a person, not who she slept with or who she dated in the past. That's a turn off.
Instead of coming off as cool and collected, you might appear ready to draw a line in the sand over a casual dinner. Not so good. Example, imagine casually chatting about your favorite movies and then suddenly asking, so how many guys are you seeing right now? She might feel like she's under an interrogation spotlight instead of enjoying a nice evening. A little mystery can be sexy, so focus on getting to know her rather than trying to stake your claim before you've even established a solid connection. Now, giving her the freedom to be herself will work in your favor. However, if you're old school and prefer to date one at a time, you can discuss this as a general topic by saying something like, the dating game has changed a lot. I don't want to be presumptuous, so what's your general preference for dating nowadays? Are you a one at a time kind of gal, or a play the field until you're pretty certain?
Procrastination. Okay, hold on. Another video that I need to skip. Hold on, give it a second. All right.
Play the field until you're pretty certain. Cupid has struck this lady. It's good to discuss values and beliefs if you're speaking generally and not specifically about the two of you. Number 8. I don't usually date girls like you. Okay, so this is kind of a backhanded compliment intended as a positive praise, but sometimes it can backfire and sound judgmental. It can come across as though you don't think she's your type, but you're making an exception for her, which is not as flattering.
Okay, so I have not had that compliment before, but let me tell you, I did have women talk about that before, and that is such an insult to tell a woman I normally don't date women like you. Like, what does that mean exactly? You don't date women like me. Like, what is your point? when a man says ladies, that should tell you to cut him off immediately. Do not go on a date with him. Do not entertain him any further. When he says, I normally don't date women like you, but I'll make you an exception, that means that you're just a fill-in until he gets the women that he wants. So it's best to stay away from guys like that, because you him saying that you're I don't date normally date girls like you, it comes off not only as ignorant, but it can also come off as racist as well, because it could come off as him saying that I don't date black girls, but I rather make you an exception. Like, that's very insulting, and it doesn't make any sense. If you don't like me then are interested in getting to know me, you ain't gonna like me in the future. To be honest with you, and that's something that women should not put up with at all. And women should actually walk away from guys like this. Do not be desperate when a man say I normally don't date girls like you, because that's a backhanded compliment. It's just like saying, "Oh, you're pretty," for a black girl. That is a backhanded compliment, because in his mind, he's saying that most black girls are ugly, or all black girls are ugly. And women should just walk away. Do not entertain him, because he really doesn't like you. You're just a stand in until he gets the girl that he wants. Walk away from that, please. That compliment right there is very unacceptable.
As you might think. She might interpret it as, I usually don't go for women like you, but I guess I'll make an exception. Although this can be played as a flirtatious tease, it may make her question whether you truly appreciate her for who she is, or if you feel like you're actually settling for less than your normal standard. When you're in this situation, it's better to express genuine admiration for her unique qualities without adding in your past dating history, unless it's leading into a strong compliment. Example, you say, you're not like other girls I usually date. Instead of a smile, you're met with a raised eyebrow and sudden silence as she contemplates whether she should feel flattered or insulted. Now remember, like you, she's not a project to be graded. She's a person who deserves your attention and respect without the added baggage of your past preferences, just like you prefer of her. 9. I've got a lot of friends who are girls. Bragging about your female friends can make you sound like you're trying to play the jealousy card. It can seem like you're subtly letting her know she's got competition, which, let's be honest, nobody finds that appealing. So it can create an unnecessary sense of insecurity that will only push her away rather than draw her in.
Okay, so men usually do this when women find out that he is actually dating other women on the side, which is fine because you guys really are not in a relationship. However, when things are getting serious between you two, he is supposed to treat you like you're the only one in his life, and that these other girls that he used to date doesn't matter anymore. But if he's saying that he has other girls on the side, please leave him, because he's a player. Okay, he's a player, and he's not only playing you, but he's also playing the other girls as well. So my whole thing is to not entertain these guys and to just leave them, because to be honest, they don't have no interest in you. Let's be honest, they don't have any interest in you, and they only see you as a second option. Okay, let's not be desperate women, because being desperate is not That is not going to make that man like you. Okay, it's only going to make him resent you, and he's going to push further away from you. So the best thing you can do is not entertain him and leave.
Example, picture this. You're out for dinner and you casually mention how one of your female friends just got a promotion and how great she looked at the office party. Instead of being impressed, your date is likely thinking, am I supposed to compete with her now? It puts her in an uncomfortable position where she feels she has to prove herself instead of simply enjoying the moment with you and her time with you now. Instead of flaunting your friendship to prove your desirability, focus on building a connection with your date. Number 10, most women can't handle me. Okay, this line often sounds like a warning that you may be difficult, unreliable, or a bad boy, just like it might sound if you heard it from a...
Yeah, I haven't heard guys say that before. But if a guy does say that most girls can't handle me, that's a red flag that you should pick up your heels and run, because why would I want to handle a guy? Like, are we in a wrestling match or we're in a boxing match? Please tell me now exactly why I should handle you, because that really doesn't make sense. This is where I hear quote unquote from women. I don't hear it from women either, but that's something that you usually hear from women. Okay, and trust me, as a woman, I don't want to be handled. To be honest with you, like, I want to be treated like a delicate flower. Okay, but on top of that, like, I don't want to handle a man. I don't feel want to feel the need that I should be in a boxing match with him, or to feel like I should compete with him. Like, I don't want a man that feels like he is too difficult to handle. I don't want to feel like he's a problem. When guys say that this kind of stuff, they need therapy. Okay, they need therapy, and so do women that say stupid stuff like this. Go to therapy, handle your issues out with your therapist, and when you feel like you are healed and you are sane, then you go out and date. But you having this mindset of most women can't handle me, dude, you should not be dating. I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense.
A woman. Most emotionally healthy women are looking for a stable, mature relationship, not a challenge to tame you. That's inherently unattractive to keepers and sets the stage for future misunderstandings. Example, imagine saying, I'm a lot to handle right before your first date. Instead of intrigue, she's most likely imagining the roller coaster she's about to board, complete with high-speed turns and unexpected drops in her self-esteem. Instead, work on what's not working for you like she should. 11. Why are you single? Well, this can feel like another backhanded compliment, implying there's a reason no one snatched her up. If she's self-conscious of her relationship.
Now, I know you guys heard this before, of guys telling women, why are you single? Why does that matter if this woman is single? She is single because there is a reason why she's single, and there could be a couple reasons why she's single. And a couple of reasons is that she could be a divorcee. She haven't found the right person, or she just chose to be celibate. There's a lot of reasons behind why women are not are single. And that's not the man's job to ask a woman why she's single. Your job is to take her out and get to know her. That's just a turn off when men feel like women has to explain to them about questions that shouldn't even matter. Because if we can be truthful, we can turn the question around and ask you, why are you single? you know, and put you on the spotlight. Like that will feel very uncomfortable to you. And men should really think about what they say when they're on a date. I think people should think about what they're saying when they're on a date, but we're talking about men right now. We're talking about men because it's mostly men that say things like this that they should not be even talking about. It's like going back to the whole body count thing where men ask you who you sleep with. It's like that's none of your business who I sleep with. Uh, it's none of your business who I was with in the past. Like that shouldn't even matter. But guys wanting to make this their business so they can basically find something they can judge you on or make you feel bad about. And my thing is if a guy asks you if you're single, just say none of your business and just get up and leave. Because why would you ask a single woman that's going on, on a date with a single man asking her why is she single? That does not make sense. Single people date. That's the whole point of dating is to get married. It's for marriage. Some people use it to hook up, but the whole reason of dating is to get married to the right person that you fell in love with. And no, one person you do not want to marry is a narcissist. Trust me, they're the hardest people that you could ever deal with. I dealt with a couple of them before. I despise narcissists to I despise them. I don't hate them. I despise them because they just can't get their act together or seek professional help. So I just don't deal with them at all. And I try to avoid them at all costs. But getting back to the whole singles thing, if a guy asks you if you're single, I said, "Why do you think I'm single? You think I should be married? You think I should be married and go on a date? Like the whole reason I'm going to the date is because I'm single. I am looking for somebody that is compatible to me. That's the reason why I'm still single. You don't have to really explain that, but that to me that's kind of weird because if you're single, you should be dating. That's the whole point. Like, anyways, that's stupid and it doesn't make sense because if anything, the woman can throw it right back at the man and ask him, "Why are you single?" So let's get back to the video.
Status. It can be an uncomfortable question that makes her feel like she needs to explain herself as if she's on trial for being single, just like it might some of you. Example, you ask, "So why are you still single?" And she gives you kind of a forced smile while mentally listing all the reasons it's time to get a cat. It puts her in a position to defend her choices instead of enjoying the moment with you. It doesn't even matter if she's single by choice, because the truth is everyone has their reasons. Instead, focus on getting to know her and enjoying your time together. Ask about the things she's enjoyed while being single and her interests, hobbies, or favorite places, and then watch the conversation flow effortlessly with no uncomfortable implications hanging in the air. So, just before I reveal the last but possibly worst thing a man can say in the early stages of dating to a woman, if you have found value in this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And thank you so much if you already have. Okay, now with the exception of a few progressive countries, and even there, a woman prefers not to hear this, and saying this one thing results in an 87% crash and burn. Number 12, let's split the bill. Ooh, ouch, I know. Okay, while fairness is great, according to polls of US college campuses, arguably the home of the highest percentage of female feminists, 87% of women see this statement as a sign you're not interested or
That's true. Either it's a sign that you're not either interested or you just looking for a woman that can split the bills with you because you do not value her. Let's just keep it real. I hear guys say this all the time, saying that they want women to split the bill with them. But dude, you the one that asked me out on a date. So why are we splitting the bill? If you did not have money to take me out in the first place, then you should not be dating. Like that doesn't make any sense of why a guy is so desperate to get a woman to pay for his meal. Like, dude, like you really need to work on your finances before you go on a date, because that doesn't make any sense. Because if you want a woman to go 50-50 with you, then there's a chance that she does not want to go on a second date with you. And you're going to miss out on your opportunity of the one. And this is why games like this should not be played, because if you keep playing games like this, you're going to get hurt and you're going to lose, because you're going to get rejected over and over and over and over again until you finally realize that this game that I'm playing is not working. A woman should not, a woman on a date should not be able to feel that she should cover half of the cost when you told her that you want to go out to this restaurant knowing that it's too expensive and you can't pay for it. If you want her to pay for it, you need to be honest and let her know ahead of time, hey, um, when we go on this date, we need to split half of the bill. And if she agrees to that, that's fine. But if she doesn't, then that's fine too. Okay, but we need to stop playing games here, because a woman paying for her own meal on top of that paying for your meal is a turnoff, because you as a man, you need to learn how to take the lead and start paying some bills. Okay, because that shows a woman that you are responsible and that you could lead a household without her having to tell you, hey, you need to pay this bill is overdue, we need to do this. You know, a woman would not have a problem nagging if a man knew his responsibilities. Going on a date and asking a woman to pay 50-50 is not a responsibility. You ask her out on a date, you need to pay the full bill. So let's keep going.
Don't think she's worth it, or simply don't want to invest. And I agree, it's hypocritical, anti-equality, but it is reality. Unless you're in a
It's very hypocritical, because why would you say that you uh, want the woman to you want the woman to enjoy her date, and that you will pay for the cost of the meal, and then turn around and tell the woman, hey, here is your bill, can you pay for it? I'll be like, no, nigga, you the one that told me that you have the bill, so you have the bill, you need to pay for it. So basically, men, you will not get a second date from this, because you decided that women should come out of their pocket, like you guys are going out as friends, when actuality you going out on a date. This is not your friend, this is a date. Understand? You don't go out on dates with your friends. Okay? So let's keep going.
Progressive country. In the early stages, going Dutch can send mixed signals, especially if it's a recurring theme. It can come across. Oh my God. especially if it's a recurring theme. It can come across as you treating the date like a casual business meeting rather than a budding romance. Solution coming up shortly. Example. Imagine you go out for dinner and as the bill arrives, you say, let's split it. While it is fair, she can't help instantly comparing this date to the other one when the guy automatically paid the check. If dates with you feel like you're keeping a ledger, she might start to feel more like a friend than a romantic interest. And even if she's in a place where most men do split the bill because it is a progressive country or culture, you will stand out if you actually offer to pay the bill. I know. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm sorry. Now keep in mind, it's perfectly fine to split the bills if that's part of your value system. But in the beginning, consider taking the lead more often. It shows you're willing to invest in the experience and can make her feel special and feminine. After all, a little charm and generosity can go a long way to building attraction, as long as it doesn't feel forced or expected, ladies. In other words, she should be reaching for the bill even if she lets you pay. To get around the cost of dating, go for cheap non-dates that are maybe a coffee and a walk, which is perfectly acceptable as a first meetup. It offers less cost and less pressure for both of you. And last.
Okay, so getting back to, well, that's the end of the video, but getting back to, the whole 50-50 thing, men, do not take women out on a restaurant or anything. If you want to meet up for a coffee date, that's fine. You know, you guys want to get to know each other, that's fine. But let's not make this coffee date consistent, okay? Because one way or another, you guys gonna have to go on a real date. A coffee date, like she said, is just a meetup to get to know a person or whatnot. Okay, but if you guys really want her to go on like a real date, you guys are going to have to, take out some money. Okay, but besides from that, I want to read like some comments on her video, and I'm just going to read one. And the one that stands out to me, he could pay all the bills and still be friend zoned. Okay, dude, if you pay her bills, that's your fault, not hers, because you volunteered and you still was put in the friend zone because you like her. Dude, if she is not your wife, do not pay her bills. If she's not your girlfriend, do not pay her bills. She is just a friend. Okay, and you don't like, I understand you want to help friends out, but you do not pay friends bills like that. Okay, if a guy if a girl is really into you and she likes you, in return, she will let you know that. But you paying the bills for her and she's putting you in the friend zone, that's your fault, dude. And to be honest, I really don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad. So let's talk about the friend zone for a minute, shall we? So a friend zone is basically when two parties decided that it's best to just be friends and and just to hang out, right? Not a date or nothing romantically serious. So I am hearing these four-letter words um, earlier today, and these are new to me because some guy is on this advertisement showing guys how to manipulate a girl into chasing them. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how it is. So you guys are coming up with some things that you gonna make women chase you. Let me tell you something. That would work on a girl that is desperate and in need of a man, but that will not work with a woman that's very strong willed and that knows her self worth. It's not going to work on her. And she did another video on that. And most guys were when they get rejected or a girl says no, and they ended up seeing her again or something like that, however it works or something like that, they meet someone new, they say, hey, I think it's best to be friends. And if a girl has sense, if she's not into you, she will be like, I don't want to be friends with you, I want you to leave me alone. Basically. And some of these guys think they're slick. They think they're smart when they trying to turn it around on women. But the thing is, the woman already put you in the friend zone before you even did that. She already did that. So you coming up to her and saying that, oh, I just want to be friends and stuff like that. She already put you in the friend zone. So how is that going to affect her? How are you hurting her when she's like, dude, like, I'm not really interested in you. Like, I never was interested in you. So, guys trying to like put these girls in the friend zone just to make them chase you, maybe it will work on a woman that's desperate and needy, but that will not work on a woman that knows her self worth, and it's not going to work all the time, because a woman that knows her self worth, she knows what she wants and she knows who she is. And a woman that knows who she is not going to be chasing after a man. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen, and it's going to fail, because a woman rejecting you is a sign telling her that you're not interested, and you keep asking her, well, can we be friends? And she keeps telling you no. I had that happen to me um, one time, and when a guy was trying to ask for my number, and I told him politely, I'm not interested. And he said, well, can we be friends? And I said, no, we cannot be friends. We cannot be friends at all. And he got mad because he cannot manipulate me into being desperate for him. And he has to result in insulting me. And I was like, whatever, dude, I'm just going to keep on walking because I'm living my best life while you're sitting there crying over the fact that I rejected you. So it is women, these guys attempting to put a woman in the friend zone after they rejected them, it's not going to work. Women are women that have their self-worth, that knows who they are. They're not going to play games like that. They're just going to leave you high and dry. Now a woman, uh I hate to say a desperate woman, because that's pretty harsh. I would say a needy woman. A needy woman that pretends to say that she's not interested, or um, I just want to be friends. And the guy would be like, yeah, okay, I accept that. We can just be friends. And he goes and flirts with the other woman. That girl is going to become desperate, okay, because she really likes that guy, and she would do everything in her power to chase him down every way possible. But let me tell you guys something: you are playing a dangerous game when you try to manipulate women, because when you are playing games with a woman, you don't know who she is or what kind of person she likes. Yeah, she could be this pretty thing on the outside, she's looking fun or whatever. But on the other hand, she could be a psycho, a straight up psycho. And she could be desperate for your attention. But on the other hand, if things go wrong to where she does things that it goes out of control, then you might not come back home, or you might end up filing a restraining order against this chick, because she's a psycho and she's crazy. So if you guys want to keep playing those games with those type of girls, go right ahead, be my guest. But you're gonna end up meeting a girl that is gonna be far worse than you think, and it's not gonna end well. I hope it does. Hope it doesn't end well, but it might, because you guys chose to play games with these women, and once you playing games with her and she realized that you really wasn't interested in her, it's gonna she's gonna do things that that will put you in the body bag. Let's just say that she will put you in the body bag, or she would, or you would just disappear altogether. I'm telling you guys, playing these games are dangerous. You don't know who you're messing with. But I digress, because you guys don't listen anyways. But that's all I have for today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live or upload videos or shorts, however you want to call them. And I'll see you in the next video. You guys have a nice night. Bye.